Okay, will the meeting come to order? This is the Village of Homer Zoning Board of Appeals. Dan, would you read us the notice?
Notice is hereby given that the Village of Homer Zoning Board of Appeals will be in person at the Town Hall in Homer located at 31 North Main Street on February 26, 2026 at 6 p.m. Consider the following pursuant to the current Village of Homer Code of Ordinances. Appeal 51741 James Street, property subdivision area variance for a non-conforming structure.
Thank you. Agenda for tonight, as Dan said, is appeal number 517. We all have the copy of the agenda. So the first item of our business is the explanation of the request from the applicant owner. And I will ask the applicant, who is the applicant owner? Hi. You just say your name, and if you would start, it says the explanation of the request, but I prefer if you could start with what exactly is the request and then explain it.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Vince Patriarco. I'm one of the owners of the property. We've been discussing for quite a while what to do with the property. We had the property sold, so what we're, I guess your second part of your question was, what are we looking for? We are looking to subdivide the property. So prior to the subdivision request, we come before the ZBA is the property does not meet some of the setback requirements that are in the code. So we're asking you to provide us with a variance to those setbacks so that we can take that forward and then request the subdivision and planning from the planning group. We've owned the property for probably, I don't know, 15 years maybe. We thought that the property was actually had two approved DRI projects in it. The developer didn't go forward with either one of them. We were property was tied up for a long time over that period, much longer than it should have been, but we had really hoped that that went through because I think there are a couple of great projects that could have come. What we see when we're looking at the property, it is a very mixed use situation. And it does make it hard on the property because there are within that area, there are 5 parcels. 2 of them are lots in the back on off Elm Street, Maple Ave. The parking lot in the, I'll refer to it as carriage house at 37, which is the red building directly across from the train station, which is the police department. Each one of those, the parking lot and 37 are separate parcels. One large parcel encompasses the factory, the warehouses, and the train station. Can't tell you how long that's been, but it's a pretty long time. Any of the records that I look at online and through the county and things, it kind of predates a lot of what was loaded. So I don't know how long it's been there, but it has been incorporated within that property for quite a while. So when we bought the property, and I think in the 10 or 11, we kind of inherited the leases with the village and police station. Our agreement with at that time Hal and now with Mayor Clone, you guys stay whenever you want to stay, you leave whenever you want to leave, it's up to you. So it's our kind of our pleasure to help out the village a little bit with what they're doing. I do know that they're becoming close downstairs to moving the police station over, and they want to get into the building and doing all of those things. So it kind of behooved us to say, what are we going to do with with the property? So we've been trying to sell it, try to market it. We actually have had 2 or 3, 4 people that are interested in it. But again, we get into this mixed use situation, particularly on the last person who looked at it. I think they didn't know what to do with the site the way it is. So that site at 43 is a mixed situation. Train station is a beautiful old building. It's there's obviously not many like them. That one's in great shape. And so what we'd like to do is pull that train station away and be able to repurpose that. It would be great retail space, it would be great office space when the village is out. And then put it back on the market and get some better value out of it. I think that also puts us in a position with the warehouses, with the two warehouses in the factory space, of really putting that into more of an industrial classification for somebody that wants to use the warehouses or some of the factory areas and things. So we'd be looking at taking that and asking for that variance on some of those setbacks. It is an extremely unique situation. Not many places have buildings where the property line runs inside of your building. So I guess if we looked at in normal situations or comparisons or anything, there's not a lot there. So I do think in practically understanding the property and being there, we had asked the surveyor to set it all up and try to give you guys some better dimensions and things. It's already set with its own water, sewer, and electric, as is the factory and warehouses, as is the carriage house red building beside it. So there's no real changes to anything that's there. They're already in place and have already been working. That's why I think it's kind of an easy cut, if you will, but it does have some challenges on the site because of where it is. We fairly arbitrarily drew some lines on where it would be. We wanted to make sure that there would be plenty of parking for anybody who would buy that parcel. And you could probably park 15 or 20 cars on where it is. So far beyond anything that I believe anybody would really do and utilize that space in that manner. There would be easements, of course, use easements back and forth with all the properties that will be set out once we pull the deeds out and redo the deeds and those kinds of things. So otherwise, really pretty straightforward from what it is. I gave you a real Cliff Notes version on what we wanted for the actual for the zoning. I've done a couple pages. If you'd like to see some of that, you could, but it's just more of what I just said. So what questions can I answer for you? Or
So do you guys currently have an easement with the railroad? Is that why the property line goes through there?
yes,
Oh,
there's an easement already with the railroad. And what we did was this is the survey map had been done, but I actually asked the survey to go back and put some more dimensions on for you folks to be able to see what we're talking about. There's a lot more dimensions on there than he had in there, but just to kind of show you where it is. Within the building too, there's the building, you'll see an overhang, and then you'll see a pad. And there's a concrete pad that really is more the usable area, if you will, for the building. So we had asked him to put some dimensions on those, so you'll see what more of the building use type of area is a little bit on there. Does it meet all those setback requirements? It still does. And again, you can't ever meet a side setback requirement when the line runs through your building. So it's a little different. I don't think there are probably too many that you encounter along those lines, but
When you bought this, did you buy it as one parcel or 5 parcels?
there are 5 parcels altogether. What we bought
They're each
was
deeded separately?
these 2 are separate deeds. This is a separate deed. This is a separate deed. And then all of this is a separate deed. So, and that's why this piece of it is the by far largest piece of the lot size. I'm sorry. You're all right, you're all right.
Do you want
But-
to come up?
but it was purchased all in one sale.
So,
But we bought it all at one time.
but they're each separate parcels.
These have, and you'll see on the surveyor's map, you'll see the individual lot numbers that are on here. There's this lot number that encompasses all of this.
So this
These
goes,
two.
can you do the, show us the railroad's house?
It goes like this, there's the line right there. And it goes now like, where's the line? Right here. It goes like this. And then it turns this way, goes all the way down, goes around like this. Back up into here. And then back down here.
So basically the police station and the warehouse
Police
and the
station,
parking lot directly
police
behind the
station,
warehouse.
all of this land behind it along the railroad tracks. All the way back to here and then these two, here's the one lot size. And that's why these will actually go with this. Because although they're separate lots, they really help, or they really are used for the entrance. Coming in from Elm Street, going into the back of the factory in the large warehouse here. So these will have to, we'd have to go back and put them back and do that and we'll have to do that. We're just gonna leave these together with this. And then have this separate, this separate, this separate.
Do I understand this? You're saying this parcel that goes up to this line that goes through this spur, and I don't know, is that spur still active?
It isn't really, what there is there's a concrete abutment there.
Mhm.
And the concrete abutment is there, but this is just real paved.
Okay, so up to the here, and you are looking to subdivide basically this property.
Away from the
Property
warehouse
like
property.
this. Away from, the property goes like this and then goes this way like that.
The new property will look like,
The new property will look with this dark line. Okay,
And why are you not going up to the property line?
more or less just to give, an amount of space for both of these buildings. So that they both have egress back and forth, even though they'll have.
Deeded
Full
access.
use via right of ways and things.
This
Could,
goes with. This goes with this?
That's a
Or
separate
this
part.
goes with,
this is a separate parcel,
Yeah.
this parcel goes like this. All the way down like this,
Okay.
so it goes from here all the way down. This parcel goes all the way up to there, and then this parcel.
all right, so
goes-
these are two tiny rectangles, and this is pavement now or dirt.
This is
That's a
paved,
good-
this is
So
blacktop.
if you did not, if you went all the way up to the property line. What is the problem with doing that?
I could. We honestly, we arbitrarily
But then that
took from
building
the code
would
side
have
of
not
this.
have the.
he's trying to make this one access all the way back here, so it stays with this property, so they never lose access. And don't
Yes.
solely have to rely on an easement. Cause this is actual driveway here now currently. So this is wide enough basically to squeeze a vehicle through this property line if the easements ever really became an issue. I mean, there's gonna be easements there. But the idea was to maintain an access back to this building
Okay.
without just an easement. There's actually property that's
That's
gonna
a
be.
double talk, sorry.
That's-
If you've got easements all over the place, this could well be just one more easement, right?
Right, but there's no reason for it, because all this is gonna be the parking lot, this way it's breaking it off and giving some of its own road frontage, basically. And you want road frontage with a property. If you bring this property line all the way to this property line, they have no road frontage for this building.
Well, they have all of this. and
Well,
this-
that's a separate
Separate
property.
parcel.
This
Okay,
parcel.
they've got it. Okay.
It's a separate parcel.
In another direction. Future use of this building, since we generally grant area variances for a particular purpose. What would the purpose of that building be?
Right now, again, we're in, we have a lease. For the police department. That lease predates us owning the building in 10 or 11 when we bought it. The current lease basically everything's. So we've just said, look, stay as long as you wish to stay. In speaking with the village, there's notification periods and all that kind of stuff. We said, don't worry about it. Yeah, we know you're gonna move down here. When you're ready to move, you move. Don't worry about it. That's why our understanding of what we would be looking. We would think that would be great office space. or great retail space that would be there. And I think that all falls within, this is all GI. So it falls within and underneath it. So we didn't really bring that out into any of the discussion, right?
The reason I raised it is that retail space, office space, they're all requirements for parking that are attached to each of those uses. And there isn't any parking laid out.
It's all back here.
It's all back here.
He said that earlier, there's gonna be 50, at least
This
50
is-
spots.
Oh, that goes with it, it's not.
This goes with it. In actuality, if you look at it, this is the proposed property line, because this is the property line for the entire site. This right now is all being used as parking.
Okay, all right.
The police department,
I
that's where they
misunderstood.
park.
I thought you were breaking it off here.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we did that and we put all.
That
the
just shows
parking-
where the concrete pad is, that line.
Yes, yeah.
So you.
Yeah, and when you come out, there's the concrete pad. So when you look at all of this. This is the line, but you see this fence here? They park all the way in through here, all over this area. That's what they.
And- You're saying that there's adequate potential parking in that area, whether it was retail or for any other use, so that you wouldn't have to come back to us for a variance for
No.
parking.
No. That should give, there's probably at least 20 spaces in there. I mean, that's what they're doing now, and this is even further than they actually park. All the police department parks there, including sometimes when they go into the carriage house and all that.
That's in there, is it?
You know, it's a pretty big, it looks funny in comparison to the entire site that you're looking at. But that's, you know, that's over 4 acres when you're looking at it, so it gets a little distorted. There's a lot of parking back in there that's available.
Mike?
Moving it is because it's old and it's. Instead of tearing it down. you
Oh,
want-
God, no,
you
I wouldn't want to
save
tear
it.
that
You
building
want
down.
to save it.
That building is gorgeous. The terrazzo floors, the woodwork in it again, you couldn't build that building again.
Well, the village is maintaining it right now too, so,
They
you
are,
know.
and they do a great, and that's the thing. There's a great, yeah, right now, there's a lot of stuff.
Changeover.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that's in it that, there's a lot of, just drop ceiling offices, I'll
It's
call
an
them.
old building and it's got some advantages.
And they put the offices in that they're using and things, but if you take those out. If you go to the one in Cortland and things, they've done a little bit of work to bring that one back. This is in better shape than that is in. So no, this is a phenomenal
It's
building.
basically set up as a offices right now, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm a little concerned. You're talking leasing it out, for a retail store or something, that they're gonna end up tearing it all apart.
They could, what they would be tearing though again is those drop ceilings that don't go, they're basically stud walls that don't go all the way up in a drop ceiling. I would think, the first thing would be offices.
Yeah.
To me, that would
it's more
Professional
of a
services.
office
To me, that would be a better spot, better
Versus a
location.
retail type store thing.
Yes, yes.
But it's zoned properly for either.
And that would,
Yeah.
with
It
the,
doesn't, they wouldn't need.
It's
a
conditional on a
variance for either.
site plan approval for whatever use you wanna put into that building
Right.
is.
yeah, you still have to come before.
For the
people and
planning
ask
board,
about it.
not,
Yeah,
not,
we're just
not
trying to keep you
ZBA.
away from us.
Yeah, no, and in looking at the zoning, that's why I didn't mention it, because it's GI already, it's kind of.
Like, well, we can talk after we ask if there's any, do you have any questions?
No, I'm the code guy filling in for Kevin, that's the only reason I'm here. I'm just here to,
Don't want to add any,
I don't think there's a better way to do this, to break that building off, my opinion, because. Again, he's leaving that property line's kind of down the center just to give each property road frontage. And that's where the side setbacks and all, you're never gonna meet them no matter what you use
How you
there to
divide
meet the zoning. So that leaves both with some level of access to the road frontage, if you will. It's not a great road frontage, but it's all that you got to work with.
Well, again,
It's not
if you
gonna
take
be
that
big.
same line of thinking, if you actually looked at these. This doesn't have the road frontage it needs, I mean, we're looking.
It's already non-conforming.
Yeah, we're looking at things that happened in the 1900s when they built this stuff,
so this building's property line would now be over the railroad tracks over here.
Yes.
And what goes on in here?
Right now, that is, in fact, he's just moving out, but it's a local guy who does a copy products business. And he has been in that building for 5 years, a little over 5 years. Previous to that, it was an antique store.
Okay.
For probably almost 5 years before that.
You had some kind of retail business in the back part of it too, didn't you? At one point.
There were, they
I don't know what
did
she was
they
doing.
bought the whole lots of pallets of stuff and
And
then
then
sold it,
resold it.
things like that. We had 2 go-arounds of those guys. We had EL Wood Braiding Company for a couple of years, they had a big contract. And they wanted to make sure that they continued it, so they didn't want to build anything. So they rented the warehouse space for a couple of years. We had the roller derby team in the back warehouse
There was
for years.
yeah,
So it's been kind of eclectic, yes, as to what goes in there.
yeah, you've had kind of issues.
Yeah, and now we just turn around and the back warehouse is basically just hiding stuff for storage.
You rent space out back there for storage, is that what you're doing now?
No.
Yeah.
Just our own. I think one of my partners thought that was a great idea. And did it for
Yeah,
about a month.
I think I heard that.
Yeah, did it for about a month and then said, no, we're not doing this anymore. So it's a lot, it's time, it's effort, it's a lot of work, it's that.
I'm in favor of them moving the building, so
Moving all building,
the railroad station.
got a location. Yeah, somewhere else on the site. Any more questions?
Nobody else with us?
Then we adjourn the public hearing portion of this and we go to seeker.
You close the public hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody else has anything they want to say? Woody? So. Everybody got this?
I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't introduce myself.
My fault.
I'm sorry. So I'm Bob McCurdick. I'm an attorney and I'm filling in for Fran. Fran,
All I need is-
sit
all
here,
I need is-
I'm representing the zoning board in this process. Yeah. And I apologize for not
No,
introducing
that's
myself.
fine.
do you have any questions for Bob?
No, no.
So, in our
That's the
packet,
question I had.
we've got, so it's my fault, so, got the secret part 2, the impact assessment. We'll read them out. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
No.
Will it create a material conflict? I guess that's the essential thought. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity use of land?
No,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
no,
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect the existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
no,
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies and public-private wastewater treatment utilities?
no,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in natural resources? Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
no.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? Okay. Okay, and part 3, we have nothing with a moderate or large impact. And no need that we need to explain it. So yes, do we ask for a motion for a negative declaration?
Yes.
And, okay, so Mike, Dan, can somebody make a motion for a negative declaration of a negative environmental impact of this action?
I'll make the motion.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, so we check this box if we've determined, all right, so is there all those in favor of the negative declaration?
Alright,
Check this box if you've determined that the proposed action may result in one or more laws. Check this box if you've determined that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. Lawyer, is that the one
Yeah,
that we
the
check?
second box is what you wanna check, yep.
Okay. And does Dan fill this in?
You should sign it as the chair, while you're sitting in
Okay.
as the chair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's preparer or?
you both prepared it. Preparing was just checking those boxes, so
Okay.
you can sign it as both the preparer and the responsible officer.
Okay, we're done with that, and we need to do a balancing test. The variance. One, would there be an undesirable change in neighborhood character or a detriment to nearby properties?
Yeah.
Can the benefit be achieved by other means feasible to the applicant?
no,
Is the requested variance substantial?
it is.
Mike, you're a yes, and Dan, you're a
Yes.
yes. Would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
No,
Has the alleged difficulty been self-created?
Yes.
Dan, you're a yes?
Yep.
yeah, I'm a yes.
You're a yes. Okay. That would be it. We're asking for an area variance, so we are done on that. We've got, Reno and two, full yeses. So 1, 2, and 4 are negative.
Yep.
And 3 and 5 are positive, or yeses. So that's where we are.
So,
Anything you wanna
well,
say?
so now you're really balancing those factors
Yeah.
at this point, deciding whether or
Right.
not to grant the
Yeah.
variance that's been requested. Clearly here, there's no detriment on nearby properties, there's not really much else the applicant could have done to mitigate this concern. Certainly it was self-created, there's no doubt about that. So it's really just kind of balancing those factors, and you've got 3 in favor of granting the variance and 2
Three
tend to
opposed.
be against.
Oh, yeah.
You need a motion.
What say you?
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
I put a motion forward to grant the variance.
Yes. Right.
All those in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Okay.
You got your variance. Thank you. Yeah,
We adjourn?
No,
no, we have to go over
Minutes.
those for the minutes.
Minutes. Meeting. Changes.
No, we were all there for this last one, right? Except for Adam. I looked through it at home. I didn't see any issues with
it was a while ago.
it. Yeah.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Well, it actually has Adam present. You're saying Adam was,
Adam was here last time.
he was here.
Yeah, I said everyone but Adam was here last time.
So we have a motion on the minutes?
Yep, I second that.
All those in favor of
Aye.
approving the
Aye.
minutes? Motion's passed.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Somebody give it a time.
Oh,
It's
it's
6:30. Whoa, lightning.